beauties, welcome back. It's me, Jenny. How is everyone doing today? Okay, so I have I have to tell you the truth. I was going to do a video, like a process video, showing you guys how I'm decorating the month of November in my happy planner, but I got so sidetracked with so many other little projects that I have going on that I really didn't record anything, but I still want to show you how it came out. I am so happy and so excited how this page came out. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. So the theme that I was going for is more like a copper, peachy kind of tones, and I just absolutely adore how this page turned out. I used a lot of the paper that I bought at Michael's a few weeks ago, and the pad of paper is this one. It's called Copper Plate, and I used this particular page. Hold on. I think I still have a little piece left. Yeah, see, I used this one. I love, like, I can't wait to do pocket letters using this. I'm specifically saving it for pocket letters because I love it. The copper is so pretty on that. It's just really, really gorgeous. So I used a few little pieces of paper, and I kind of made like a little banner down here, which looks so pretty. I love it. And then I used my washi tape. I used some die cuts. I used some of the Thanksgiving like wording that's also in that pad of paper. I made my own little kind of sticker-ish looking little items, like this feather. I made it myself using my feather punch. I did a lot of hearts using my either Martha Stewart or my Hobby Lobby punch. And then for the banners, I also used my punch that I got at Hobby Lobby. So a lot of these things that I did here are kind of more or less DIY. I do have some stickers that I am going to actually plug in later on in the week, but for the most part, I'm very happy how this turned out. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I was sitting down in a little corner of my desk drinking coffee, making some of these pre-cut little squares, and I figured to myself, you know what, maybe I should make a video and show you guys a little small process video on how I'm starting now to get into making my little squares. So how this started was, I have this Martha Stewart really gorgeous fabric washi tape that I've been holding on to for at least 3 years. I'm not even kidding you. I love it so much that I don't want to use it. But what I decided to do is I said to myself, you know what? This is such a wonderful and perfect size of length and width to actually make a little square and actually plug it in my planner. And so that's what I did. I made a little square. I kind of like eyeballed it myself. You guys know me, I do not measure anything. So I kind of made a sample. I kind of eyeballed it, and I eventually got it to the size that I was happy with. And then I just named it on the back sample, so I know that I shouldn't be using this, only as sample. And what I did was I started to pre-cut these little squares using my leftover paper. So I thought to myself, wouldn't this be fantastic to let all my crafty people out there know that this is another fabulous way to get rid of all your little scrap papers that you have. Okay, so as you can see here, they're so easy to make. I made already a whole bunch over here using my sample, and I have these leftover paper that are just sitting around doing nothing. So I said to myself, you know what, let me just start cutting, right? So My suggestion, because you are most likely going to be addicted to cutting these little squares, my suggestion is get yourself a little container where you can put your little squares neatly organized, because the last thing you need is having squares everywhere in your craft room, and when you need them you really can never find them. So I have this little square acrylic box that I got at Target last year, and what I had in here was some buttons. So I took out the buttons that I had in here, and I'm going to make this little container my storage unit to hold all my pre-cut little squares. So how I'm going to and that's another important way of also placing your squares in your little container. Think about how you plan. When you plan, do you plan by color? Do you plan by shapes? Do you plan by flower arrangements? Do you plan by theme? Like, keep all those things in mind. For me, I like my flowers. You guys know me. I love my pinks. I love my flowers. And I also love my neutrals. So what I decided to do is I'm going to keep one little section for my holidays, because that's also very important. You need to have a little section for your holidays, because you guys know Christmas is coming. You might find some papers that you have left over that you might want to do little squares and use for next month. So have a holiday section for yourself, and then, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have a pink section and then a neutral section. Obviously, you know, figure out how the color coordination fits you well, and that's how you would know how to place your little samples in your little container. Okay, so I'm just really obsessed. I'm talking about like obsessed about making these little tiny squares, and I'm going to show you guys really quickly. It's not really such a hard thing to do. I mean, I'm making this video just because I know some people are visual. Like, I'm a visual person. Like, you can explain something to me, and if I don't see it, like, sometimes it's hard for me to process it. I don't know, that might just be some kind of, I don't know, problem that I have, but I'm more of a visual person. So, you know, I'm just keeping in mind that maybe there are some people who also have the same problem. They're more visual. So I'm going to show you really quickly. Get your sample, okay? Get your leftover scrap that you have, and just basically, babies, cut away, okay? Cut away. Here's one little square, and if you can make 2 squares out of a scrap paper, then you know what? Perfect. And here I can obviously do that. Okay, so just basically cut your little square. See that? And you have a little square for your planner. So you basically just, that's all you're gonna really do is just cut away your squares, patterns that you like, patterns that really call your attention. Just you know, just make little samples of your little square, because most likely we're not going to use this paper. We're just going to have this paper running around in a craft room really doing nothing. And if you can make use out of these little scraps of paper, why not? Ow! Okay. All right, so here we have already 2 really lovely squares. I'm going to put that on the side. Here, let me get this out of your way so you don't get so confused with this spread. So here we have 2 lovely squares. Here I already had pre-made these. Okay, so I'm going to take another one more sample of this leftover paper. Now, another tip that I have for you is, once you start cutting out these little squares, obviously you're going to most likely have gazillion of them in your little container. You can always separate them by using paper clips. So let's say you have like a whole bunch of pinks. use like a smaller paper clip and attach all your pinks together. Oops, I forgot to put my phone on vibrate. Sorry. That's probably you guys leaving me sweet messages in my YouTube channel. So anyway, so if you have like, you know, colors that are kind of coordinate with each other, what you can do is you could just make them into little bundles, use a paper clip, and then just stash them in here. So this way, if you're looking for a pinks, you know that you can go to pinks. If you're looking for reds, you know you can go to reds. If you're looking for neutral colors, then you know you can go for neutral colors. That just makes your life a little bit easier, and it doesn't drive you like really nuts to go through every single little square. So that just really helps you keep a little bit organized. So for my floral, because you know I'm going to have a lot of floral, I'm going to obviously keep them together with a little paper clip, and I'm just going to put them in here, and I'm ready to go. When I'm ready to decorate my planner, I already have my little square available for me. So I think that's an awesome idea. I know that this is not like, you know, like a super like fantastic idea, but it kind of works for me because I really hate wasting material. I am one of those people that really, it really hurts me when I have these extra materials that I am not using. So it's just another awesome way to get rid of your little extra scrap of paper that we know all of us has, and you can definitely make more use out of it. So you see how easy that was, right? And here I have 2 extra little papers, okay? So yeah, honey, that's really all I wanted to show you. I have to finish using this one after I am done with this video. I'll probably finish, I'm gonna finish cutting these out into little squares. So that's basically it, guys. I mean, this is not really such a fantastic video, but every time I have ideas in my mind, I like to share it with you guys, because I figure that I know that at least if one person gets this idea and they like it, then I think my job is done. I'm happy and I'm okay with it. So hopefully you guys will enjoy making some of these little squares for your planner, and hopefully you guys will create a whole bunch and just have fun doing it, okay? Another quick thing that I want to show you is, before I let you go, because I definitely need to explain this to you, what I also did was, since my square, let's see here, since my square, let's suppose we'll do, you know what, I'm gonna do one with you guys, okay? Let's do one with, let's do one together, okay? Let me zoom in. One more thing that I wanted to let you guys know is, when you figure out your little square and where you want to put your square, obviously your square is going to cover the date, okay? As you can see here, let's use this square. You see this square? If I put this square right on top of my little, if I put my paper that I just pre-cut right on top of my square, it's gonna cover my date, okay? It's gonna definitely cover my date. So what I did was, to have my date shown, I just cut a little in an angle. See, in a little angle, just cut a little tiny piece of the corner. Okay, eyeball it and see if that tiny piece really fits your corner. If you think that it's too small, then go back and cut a little bit more. Okay, and then again measure to see if it fits perfectly well, and this one seems to fit perfectly well. So let's attach this to my planner, because I want to show you guys how I did this from scratch to finish. Okay, so I'm going to use double-sided tape on my little square, and you're going to see how fabulous this looks. I'm so obsessed making these little squares. I really thought it was going to be a hard thing to do, and there you have it. It's the easiest thing in the world. See that? And there you have it. Look how cute that looks. Isn't that the most adorable thing in the world? Now, can you imagine if you're doing like a spread using these colors, how fabulous that would look? I just love it. Doesn't that look pretty and so simple? Here, let me come up close. See that? How perfect that square looks, and how that little angle that you cut allows you to show your number. Now, if you want, you cannot cut it, leave it alone, and you can just write with a pencil, a pen, the number 16. But I kind of like that look. All right, honeys? Okay, I just wanted to show you guys what I was up to. I figured I was, you know, making some more of these little squares, and I figured let me show you guys a really quick video on how to, you know, use your little scraps. All right, love. So I will continue to finish making my little squares using these little leftover paper, and I'm going to obviously store them in my little container, and yeah. So okay guys, I hope you like this video.